So my name is Roy Wehling, last name's Wehling. Been out here since I think August of '98, so about 25 years.
Nice. What brought you to the lake?
Just by accident, was looking for a house and I had a couple options lined up, and this one, it was a reloc and got a good deal on it, so ran into it by accident.
What were your earliest memories here?
Just hanging out with the neighbors, because the south end you didn't get a lot of boat traffic, and we would sit out back and have bonfires with Don Hamilton, Ron Whitman, and we just sit out back and have some bonfires. And we had Carl Slider, who used to run his ATV around his house where the fire chief lives now. So always had some interesting hanging out with all those guys. So they were fun neighbors.
Yeah. So tell me about the south end. You're living right down there where all of the work is done on the basin. Tell me about,
Ground Zero.
Yes.
So for our experience on the south end, this is our third dance. So when we moved in '98, we did it around 2000.
I'm going to interrupt you. They did what? Say.
Oh, sorry.
No,
So this is our third time to deal with the south end excavation. When we initially moved in '98, they did around 1999, and they filled in approximately 11 feet and 7 feet of dirt in our backyard. And then again, when I came through in 2010, we added more dirt to our backyard. So when we initially moved in, you just had a creek behind our house, and it was full, and there was wood separating our house from the creek. So you really didn't know you lived on a lake. And throughout the years, our view of the lake has significantly increased, and our access to the lake has significantly increased. And I would have to say, this has been one of the best experiences with the south end excavation. So when we did it in 2010, we had basically a muddy mess from where we were excavating all the way back up to the back of our house where they pushed the fill. So this time it's been very clean. We just had a little dust to deal with, but pros and cons. But it was a very good experience this time. I mean, learning curve from the past two times also. But when we did it in '99, 2000, we just expanded the creek a little bit and made bigger pits to capture the silt. In 2010, they significantly widened it. So it's all benefited the lake.
Has there been a lot of equipment out there working?
Yes, it's always interesting. I mean, the equipment's been peaceful. I mean, every morning you'd have trucks lined up probably around 6 o'clock in the morning, pickup trucks, dump trucks ready to go to haul the silt away. And then they made a little road behind the houses. And it's just very interesting to watch the big machines excavate, load up in the trucks, a very methodical process. And it's very interesting to see the trucks all lined up. We started leaving food for the workers on Fridays to kind of, appreciate, because what they're doing is we're very appreciative to them. And so we had gotten some cookies for the workers. So I asked my daughters to make a sign, and they said, on the sign, they said, "Food for construction workers only." And I kind of started thinking about that the guys driving the dump trucks could have felt excluded. Well, the idea behind that was the girls were excluding me from the cookies. So, but everybody's been very good. It was very, no issues with it. It's been a very enjoyable experience. And I know we benefited a lot, the lake has, from widening out the south end to capture the sediment, but no real issues with it. So
it's a lot deeper, a lot wider now?
Yeah, so basically when we did in 2010, so we've expanded the creek. In 2010, we expanded a little bit, and we made it about 4 feet deep. And I would say estimate maybe 2018, it was probably maybe only a foot deep, and you would maybe get 2 feet deep in some areas. But so then with this excavation, we've made it 10 feet deep at its lowest point, and I don't know the amount of area but we significantly widened it on the west side of the creek. The east side of the creek, we really didn't touch much. We left the shoreline straight. And that's what we've always done throughout the years, is widen the east side of the creek. So,
what do you think is going to be most beneficial from this?
We're going to capture the sediment in the south end so it does not get to the main lake. When we initially moved in '98, behind me, that was probably about 4 feet deep. Now you're lucky if it's 2 feet deep. So the whole idea of the south end silt retention basin is to capture the sediment at the south end so it's contained. Then we can come back throughout the years and mechanically or dredge, but remove that silt at a much cheaper cost than going out in the main lake where it's dispersed. It's contained in a centralized spot. So that's really going to benefit the lake. It's going to keep we're hoping that it'll keep the water quality a lot better and maintain the depth of the lake. And we'll only have one area that's impacted. So.
Excellent. All right, let me get just a couple last wrap-up ones. Have there been any particular moments or experiences that stand out in your mind from your time here?
Yeah, I have a couple of ones. I think one of the more fun ones is when we were out over the 4th of July, and we were out with a family and friends and watching the fireworks, and we carry a portable toilet on the boat. So one of the girls, she was young, and she's like, I gotta go. So made her a little private area so she'd go to the bathroom, and then, but she was having stage fright, I guess. So a buddy of mine said, you can either get going or, get off the pot. So that was kind of funny. That's one of our more memorable moments of being on the lake with the young girls. And so.
Any pieces of knowledge you'd like to leave for someone who's just moved to the lake?
Well, I think you need to live here a while to build your opinions and learn to see how things are progressing and bring new ideas to the table. But as you can see throughout the years, I think we're seeing a change of people that live here. As people move out, we're seeing that this is a very desirable place. And I think our lake has really benefited from COVID, where everybody's been kept at home. They now realize they have a great asset in their backyard that they can utilize. So, for new residents, I would say when you come here, get a lay of the land, learn how things work, and then present new ideas to the board and see what other things we can improve upon. But take the time to learn why certain things are done, and then maybe build on those or see what we need to do to tweak those processes. Because, there's always room for improvement. But we've got a great asset. We need to maintain our asset. And that's the thing, is that, if we kick cans down the road, we're going to be paying for it in the future. And that's kind of like what you've looked at on the south end. We've had that plan well early, 1995, and it's finally, we've gotten that done, and now we're paying the price for kicking stuff down the road. So I'd always say, let's put a plan together, be proactive, and plan things. And as new residents, start thinking about things that you're living on a lake in a city that's it's a great asset. So.
Definitely. Anything I've missed or anything you'd like to add?
I can't think of anything. Nope, I think I'm good.
All right.